Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, we're looking at something that's fairly old again. Has now become very collectible and is certainly difficult to find, especially in this mint unopened condition. So we are looking at the 1997 release by Hasbro from their new Wave Action Man series of action figures and accessories. And this particular one we are looking at today is of the Bungee Jump Extreme, which is the item in front of us. Now, as you know, Action Man was originally a British institution action figure, really. Probably the first action figure for boys. Other than that, prior to that, I think everything was just dolls for girls. But Action Man became the first doll for a boy, really. And Palitoy produced the Action Man based on the US version of G.I. Joe, who was basically, he was the American fighting man. And the Action Man was the UK equivalent to that. And he ran from 1964, I think it was. Or 63, something like that, right away through until 1984, when Palitoy finally closed their doors for the last time. There was loads and loads of different types of Action Man produced. Standard Action Man, flock-haired Action Man, eagle-eyed Action Man, talking Action Man, dynamic body Action Man, and so on. And there was umpteen uniforms released, all based, most of them were based on the military, and towards the end there was other like fire service and those kind of things, those kind of uniforms that were produced at the end, as they was coming to the end of the run. The demise, in my opinion, of Action Man was the introduction of the smaller figures, which were really more suited for kids and the size of their hands, which was the 3 3/4 action figures that Kenner first produced from the Star Wars trilogy. And I think that's really what started the decline of Action Man, which was in the late 70s, and finally Palitoy closed the doors in 1984. However, that wasn't the end of Action Man, because Hasbro decided that that was just too big a market for them to lose, so they decided to relaunch a new wave of Action Man, and that Action Man was also quite successful from Hasbro, and that ran from 1995 through to 2006, which was when the 40th anniversary series of Action Men was then produced, and they were all basic copies of the original 1960s and 1970s Action Men. Anyway, let's not digress too much. This is the figure in front of us, and as I said, it is the Bungee Jumping Extreme figure, and it says at the very top, Action Man. You've got the Action Man logo, ages 5 and above, and at the bottom it's got the Bungee Jump Extreme, the Salt Extreme, which is obviously from a European language. Okay, that's the front of the card. Let's turn the card around now and have a look at what we got on the back. Okay, so I've turned the card around to the back, and I apologise if we're getting a little bit of a reflection on the card from the lights, but I can't really do much about that. So we got very top again, we've got the Action Man logo, it says Action Man. And on the right hand side, it's got the web address, the Action Man web address, which is http://www.actionman.com. And it says Bungee Jump Extreme or Salt Extreme. And it says Bungee Jump Extreme again. And you can see an image of the Action Man where he's dropping down on the bungee and he comes round when the string pulls tight. And it says, look out for more Action Man adventures. And down here you can see other Action Men in the same series. So you've got Professor Gangrene, or Dr. X there, rather, and a few other of the adventurous Action Men, and some of the accessories or the vehicles that was available. It says genuine Action Man product. and at the bottom it says 1997 Hasbro International, all rights reserved, and distributed in the United Kingdom by Hasbro UK Limited, and gives you all their details. And the rest of it is exactly the same again, but all in different European languages. It's made in China, and you've got the tokens on the side here, as with the old Palitoy ones, also with the Hasbro ones. If you collected the tokens and you got the cards, you could save the tokens up and send away for your free gifts from Hasbro. So all the relevant logos are there, Hasbro logo, and then you've got the item number 12845 and the barcode at the very bottom. Okay, so that is the back of the card. So let's turn the card back round to the front and let's have a good look at Action Man himself. Okay, so I've turned the figure back round, and I've turned him upside down, in actual fact, so we can have a better look at him, because in the card he is upside down because he is actually bungee jumping. But there you can see the face on Action Man. Now, he's not like the original ones, the Palitoy figures. He doesn't have flopped hair, and he doesn't have eagle eyes. His hair is painted onto the head, and his body is a much more robust body as compared to the Palitoy Action Men. A good solid neckline he's got there as well. Now also, some of the clothing that the Action Man wore was actually molded to the body, and that's true of his vest there, which is not removable. It is part of the plastic that is molded to his body. The bungee straps there, or harness, that is removable, as is the bungee string, and you've got the clip there. And he's also in his Action Man shorts, which are also removable, and he's holding his pistol there as well. And to the side, you can just see there, he's got his sunglasses, and there's his shorts, I say, which are removable, and down to his feet, where he's got his trainers on, and they are also removable, and you can change them. And there is the top of the hook that would be attached to a bridge or somewhere for the bungee jump to take place. So that is the Action Man figure. Now, a nice figure. There's a lot of articulation on these figures, as with all of them. Or maybe not as much as what there was on the original Action Man. So you've got the head, which you can just see that you've got the articulation around the neck, so the head would turn from side to side. You've got the arm, the top of the arms, which will move up and down. There's no elbow articulation, but the hands are fairly soft, which enables him to grip the weapons and so on. The waist will turn and the tops of the legs will move up and down, but again, no other articulation on the legs or on the feet. So pretty basic articulation really from Hasbro compared to what the articulation on the original Action Men were. They were much better. But there we are. That was this new wave of Action Man, if you like. And incidentally, this new wave of Action Man was there was no military involved in it. They were more like James Bond, in other words. In fact, they did also do a run of James Bond figures with Action Man as James Bond, taking on the skies of Roger Moore, Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan. I think there was a Timothy Dalton one as well. But anyway, they were the figures from, I think one was from The Spy Who Loved Me. That one rings a bell. I think there was one from GoldenEye. But they basically used Action Man, and they changed the face slightly to represent James Bond, or the actor who played Bond, and they've done a run of 4 different Bond. So they were all based really around adventure, secret agents and so on, and this they were all based on those, rather than be military like the original Action Man. And most of them came with mission cards as well, so you had a mission to do with the Action Man. So there's a little mission card that, and I don't know if there's one in this packet. I think there is all in all of them. So you got a little mission that Action Man has to go on to. Okay, and there you can see the string on the or the hook there, which would hook onto a pylon, just like it's showing you on the back card there. You've got the bungee string, and as you let go of Action Man, he will fall head first, and as the string tightened up, he would swing around just like a proper bungee jump. So that's how it works, and that's the harness on him. But as I say, the harness is removable. You can take that off, and you can use Action Man in any other way that you would like. Okay, so that is the Action Man figure. So how well did he do back in 1997? Well, 1997 still wasn't too bad for Action Man. The figures were relatively high. The sales were relatively good. Remember, it was only second year that they'd actually been in production by Hasbro. So yeah, they were doing quite well at that point. It was as you got into the 2000s, the sales started to dwindle. Obviously you had all the new run of Star Wars figures out again, and that all eventually, I think, contributed to the downfall of this action figure as well, because Star Wars had come in and taken over, and again the action figures were the smaller ones that were wanted. These particular Action Man figures, well, people that had Action Man as their kid when they were kids wanted their children to play with Action Man. So when Hasbro relaunched, it was good for a while for them to buy the figures and pass them down to their children, just like they had when they were children growing up. So that was good. But obviously, as the time went on, another 10 years have passed. Those kids had grown up more. So Star Wars was a big thing, a very big thing then, and even Star Trek, in actual fact, was very big. So those figures were big. The Star Wars figures were big, and that's what I think brought the demise of this new wave of Action Man figures. So come 2006, the whole range had finished and gone. But of course, you did have the 40th anniversary, which became huge. Very much sold out and very sought after, the 40th anniversary figures, and they are still now, but that's another story for another time. So yes, they've done very well. The early ones did. The later ones slowed right down until the line was actually axed in 2006. So let's move forward now to 2025, which is where we are today. So we're moving forward 28 years since this particular figure was released. Do they come up very often on the platforms? You do see a lot of Action Men on the platforms, new wave Action Men appearing on the platforms, yeah, to be perfectly frank with you. However, they are usually loose figures. You very rarely see them like this particular one, mint sealed on the card. I suppose occasionally they do come up like this, but when they do, they're usually sold quite quickly, disappear often, and they do demand fairly high prices compared to the loose figures. But of course, when you buy a loose figure, you know you're going to be missing quite a lot of bits and pieces from him. So if you want a complete one, then look for the ones like this that are still sealed, because buying individually, something's going to be wrong with them, or they're going to be missing pieces. As simple as that. And also, don't forget, if you're buying on the platform, do be very, very careful. And a lot of them use stock photographs, so do click on the actual sellers and see who's selling what. Some of the sellers sell new, a lot of them sell used, and if there's no new available, the platforms will automatically go to used. So do be very careful, because what you may be ordering may not be what you think you're ordering, and you could end up with something that you don't want. I hear it over and over again from customers when they call us, tell us what has happened on the platform. So, and incidentally, we do not use stock photographs on any of our products. What you see on our website is exactly the items that you will be buying. We do not believe in stock photographs. So, and not to mention also, all of our new items come with the accompanying videos, so you can Click. Most of them are linked to the products. If they're not, you can go straight to YouTube, to our YouTube channel, and find all the videos for all the products. I think we've got something like about 2,000 videos currently on our YouTube channel. Okay, so no, they don't come up very often sealed like this particular one. You do find a lot of them loose, but if you really want to seal one like this, incidentally, these ones that we have was part of a shop buyout, and there was a whole case of these Action Men figures that were unused. So fortunately, when we bought out all that stock, this case came with us, and was half a dozen different types of Action Men, new wave Action Men in that box, and we have slowly been putting them up and producing videos and uploading them onto the website. And this particular one we're looking at today, we only have the one type of this bungee jumping Action Man, but he is now currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Action Man items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful Action Man figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.